first thing that I'm going to be doing is obviously my winged liner, and I want to show you guys a couple of options that you have for this winged liner tutorial. You can either go with a gel liner or you can use a liquid liner. I am most comfortable with a liquid eyeliner, and I feel like I can get it the best with the liquid eyeliner. But I also wanted to show you guys the option of creating a wing with gel liner. For the sake of this video, I think I'm going to be doing liquid liner on one eye and gel liner on the other. But I just want to be able to show you guys how to do it with both of the different products. So the first option I'm going to be using is this NYC Liquid eyeliner, and you can get this at Walmart. It is an awesome eyeliner. I honestly and truly love it, and I feel like this is my ride or die eyeliner. I always try different ones, and this is the one that I go back to, and so this is my favorite, and this is what I want to show you guys how to create your winged liner with. Also, it's very cheap, very affordable for anybody who wants to purchase it. I would totally recommend for you to go buy it. So my first thing with applying eyeliner, I like to have a mirror really close to my face, close to my eye, so I can be able to see what I'm doing exactly. That is why I can't really film it in my tutorials, because it's really hard to see when I have the what's it called, my little compact right in my face and you guys can't see what I'm doing. That's why I'm going to try to go as in-depth as I can while I'm showing you guys exactly what I'm doing. So I am going to zoom in. Hopefully that gives you guys a better vision of what I'm doing. So I'm going to take my eyeliner like I showed you guys. This is the one that I'm going to be using. Also, one more thing, please excuse my nails. I have hair dye in them since I colored a friend's hair. It's stuck in there and it's not wanting to come out, and I am aware that I need to get my nails done, so please excuse me for that. So I'm just going to open up this liquid eyeliner like that, and I just want to show you guys the tip of it like that. I absolutely love this liner because it is perfect for a wing liner. The tip is very, very thin. It's very easy to create a wing with this liner for me. So what I do is, as soon as I take it out, it has a lot of product on this brush. So what I'm going to do is kind of take a little bit of that off. As you can see there, I'm kind of wiping it on the sides a little bit. And then as I'm doing it, I'm making the very tip of it really, really thin and just kind of pressing the bristles together to make that end very, very thin and pointy. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and apply this onto my eye. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is create the line around the lash line. I think I usually start it like right here. And I just start using that brush and just focus on the way that I'm holding the brush and try to pay as much attention as to what I'm doing as opposed to what I'm saying, because it's kind of hard to explain what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just creating that line right there and trying to do it as straight as possible. You don't want any like bumps or anything going up too high or too low. So you want to make sure it's even. And in this inner corner part, I make it a little bit more thinner. You don't want a thick line in there or it just makes your eye look smaller and funky. So I'm just kind of using small strokes, short strokes for this process, and I'm just filling that line here. And then when I get to the end of it, I turn my brush this way. Honestly, I have no idea why, but that's just what I do. That's what's easiest for me. So I turn it this way and fill in the rest of that line like that. If you want to make the line thicker, go ahead and do so. I would suggest to start with a smaller, thinner line and then make it, you know, as thick as you want, because it's probably an easier process to start with something thinner and then make it thick as you go, as opposed to getting it too thick and having to take it off. So this is honestly fine for me. I don't like a very thick line. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to wet my brush a little bit, because since this does dry matte, the applicator does start drying up on you sometimes. So I'm just going to wet it again and reapply that a little bit and kind of make it just a tad bit thicker and just perfect that line. Now we're going to go on to the wing. I'm going to dip my brush in there one more time. And again, this is where this step is pretty important, where I like to make the very tip of it pointy and thin for the wing. You don't want too much product on the brush as well. You can start with less product and build it up, as opposed to having to take it off in the end. And then I'm going to start here in this corner at this crease of the eye right here. And I'm going to start there and line it up. Once you get to that very tip, you're kind of putting the least pressure on the brush as possible, because you want it to flick out and fade. So you basically want to start here, like I said, and as you're going up to the tip of it, you want to basically flick it out and make sure that it's not too thick at the tip of the line, like that. Like that. And then don't worry, whatever happens, I'm pretty sure you can fix it. I think that's one of the mistakes that everybody makes, that they think that they messed up, so they take it off. I've been able to fix most of my wing liner mistakes. So there, I basically have the line out. You're going to create this as long and as intense as you want it. I am just doing it how I usually do my winged. That way I'm not messing it up, because I'm just doing what I usually do. So there's that line. Now another tip I have for you is you're obviously going to fill this in, right? You're not going to start filling it in from the tip of this line. That is a huge no-no. Probably the biggest step to this wing liner is not filling it in starting at the tip of this line. So start it about halfway. So it's from here to here. I'm going to start it at about right here and angle it down and slowly start filling it in. Okay, so there we have a baby wing, and from there we're going to create the wing as thick or as thin as we possibly want. I'm going to go in and kind of change a couple of things up. So I want to make it thicker, and I'm going to just basically go over the line that I've already created right here and just make it a little bit thicker and make sure that it's really well connected onto this line over here. Like that. And then I don't know if you can see here how it doesn't really connect to the flick. That is what I'm going to fix right now. So I'm basically going to fill in that little missing triangle space right there. Hopefully you guys can see. And then I don't like this area right here, so I'm going to go through and go over it once more. So I'm just going to go over that and create another thicker line, just a little bit thicker, and make sure that it's perfectly straight as I want it to be. And then I'm going to go up to that wing and flick it out more, as flicked out as I want it. That is basically how I create the wing with the liner. And as you can see, it does kind of elongate the eye, and this one just looks small and round, and this one just kind of makes it look more like an almond shaped eye. Okay, so to create the wing with gel liner for this eye, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner, and this is in Blackest Black, and this is how it looks like. And I'm just gonna open it up so you guys can see. It's basically just a regular black liner, and I think this is a really good drugstore one. So I'm just going to take this angled brush. As you can see, it's really thin, really small, and this is the one that I use for my brows. I do have another angled one, but this is honestly the smallest angled brush ever, and just use whatever you're comfortable with, whatever angled brush you have. So I'm just going to be packing that onto the brush. Don't pack on too much. If your brush looks like this and it has a crap ton of product on it, you don't want it to be too packed on to the point where it'll mess you up. So I'm just going to take the brush, close my eye, and start lining the eye. Most of the time with gel liner, I like to kind of tug on my eye a little bit just so it makes the application more smoother. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to apply a little bit more product onto the brush. So I'm just going to flip the brush like this so that the angle is facing out this way like that. And that's how I'm going to create the wing. Lightening the pressure as you're flicking that wing out. Like that. Like that, and then filling it in. Like that, and then I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go a little bit higher. Okay, so I just wanted to do a close-up of the liner. This one is with the liquid eyeliner right here. So that is just kind of how I did mine. And then this one is the gel liner. Kind of just wanted to do a close-up of it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go on to the lashes. This is the lash that I used right here. These are the Kiss 11 lashes, and these are my favorite lashes. And I'm just going to show you how I apply it. I use tweezers to apply it. So I'm just going to take the tweezers, hold it right in the middle, and then I'm going to take my favorite glue. This is the Duo, what is it called? Just says Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins. I don't know. This is my favorite glue. I love this one. This is my go-to glue. That's my favorite glue. I feel like it dries super quickly. The applicator is amazing. It's not one of those little squeeze tubes. It has this little brush right here, and I just love it for my lashes. Honestly, I feel like it is the best glue ever. Holding it really close and very tightly, and then I'm going to take the little brush applicator and apply that right onto the rim of the lash. And this applies very lightly, and I like that because then I'm not applying too much or not too little. I'm gonna go on and apply, one more little coat. So I'm just dipping it back in there and then applying just a little bit more. Make sure you're applying it on the top as well as the inside because that's exactly where it's gonna stick onto your eye. Okay, so I want to make a little comment before applying this lashes with this glue. If you're using regular glue, you're going to want to let it dry a little bit longer than I'm letting mine dry because this glue dries very quickly and it's super easy to apply. The other ones, I feel like you have to wait a lot longer for the glue to get tacky, but you always want to wait for it to dry a little bit and get just a little bit tacky. That way it applies nicely onto your eye and the glue is not freaking flopping everywhere and it's just a huge mess. Make sure your tweezers is right in the middle. And I'm going to go right to the center and press it in the center. And see, it's staying on nicely. Obviously, this tip is not stuck on, neither is this one because you only pressed it onto the middle. So now I'm gonna hold my tweezers like this. Hopefully I can show you guys. And I'm going to grab this tip right here and press that down like that. And then I'm going to grab this end because this end is still not stuck on and press that down. And then I kind of just press on it a little bit. Then I use the tip of my tweezers like this. That's why you guys can see it kind of have glue on it. I use that and I press it right onto the eye lightly, of course, just to make sure that it's stuck on. I'm just going to go on to apply it. Go right in the middle. Press like that. If you applied it too far that way, then you're going to want to grab this part and pull it over here. It'll still pull since the glue is still wet, it'll still move. But since I applied it correctly, I'm just going to go on to pressing this inner corner here. You don't want to apply the lashes way too far up here because then this end is just going to look super fake and you don't want this dragged down too low either, or it's just going to drag down your eye and make the shape look really funny. Now I'm just grabbing this end and pressing that onto the eye. And I'm just making sure that it applied nicely and just pressing it with the tip of my tweezers. Kind of just press it on there like that. And then I kind of just press the lashes down like that too. Kind of fluff them up a little bit. As you can see there, the lashes applied very nicely. There's no glue peeking through or any white glue still showing, and it doesn't take forever to dry. Like, I totally recommend it. Look at how natural it makes the lashes look. You're able to apply it super close to the lash line. It doesn't look fake. You can't see anything through it. So absolutely love these lashes and love this glue. So I'm just going to take my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara and I'm going to focus that mainly on my real lashes and just kind of blend it a little bit into the false one and just apply a light coat to the actual false one. And then I also like to use the tip of this brush and focus it on my real like outer corner ones. And I'm going to apply a little bit onto my lower lashes as well. Okay, so after you've applied the mascara, that is the final step to your false lashes, and this is how it looks once it's all dried up and everything. I honestly love these lashes and I would recommend it to anybody. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my channel. Bye!
See how thin, oh, why does it keep doing that? Give me a second. I either start right here or right in the middle. I think I usually go for, whoa.